Greetings, degenerate. St. Michael here, and once again, I am talking about that asshole known as Hypocritic Utensil, or Spoon, because, well, he has to be an ass and chime in on things that really don't involve him. But again, look, I'm not faulting him for chiming in necessarily. It's Twitter. I understand. I'm not going to fault him for that. What I am going to is the fact that the only ever fucking time he decides to poke his nose in anything I say is when it doesn't even regard him. So, Guide chimed in with a question or something this morning talking about the Mandami, whatever, winning. And let me see if I can... Here we go. Where is this? Okay. He said, what happened in yesterday's election is just a taste of things to come in the next few years as the left returns with a vengeance and rebrands itself as the sensible ones. Many conservatives will scratch their heads and then return to the slop, though, rather than the mirror. I don't hate that, because the left, like it or not, they actually care enough to go about the bullshit. There's a lot of political shit when it comes to, like, well, you know, fighting back doesn't necessarily mean sinking to their level, you know. But all I said was, I'm not shocked. Because I'm not. Like, are you... that they elected him? Not shocked that a lefty city of New York City elected a Marxist. I say let them have the taste of how bad it is. Yeah. And his response was, this is precisely the kind of slop, blah, blah, blah. Mandami's not a Marxist. He says, okay. Whatever flavor of authoritarian collectivization you wish to create, I don't fucking care. Commie, Nazi, Marxist, socialist, fascist. I only use commie because saying fascist doesn't really mean anything, and Nazi's been so watered down. It's a tyrant with a collectivization and a messiah complex. End of fucking discussion. I don't care. I am right. You are wrong. Marxism, which led to socialism, national and democratic, communism, fascism, they're all flavors of the same thing. It's all a secular schism of political religion. It's a secular religious schism. That's all it is. Every single one, Stalin, Hitler, Mussolini, they all claimed that their version was going to be the right one. They all claimed that their version was the one true religion, and they were the one true God of it. It doesn't matter. He's a Marxist. Whatever word you want to fucking use, collectivist, totalitarian, it doesn't fucking matter. They are tyrants. Okay. And I said he's absolutely a Marxist. Socialist, Nazi, fascist are all just various flavors of it. And the left disguises that as liberal when they never intend to. And I went on and saying, I don't think that liberal and conservative are ultimately antagonistic. You need an emotion and you need the logic. You need a mom, you need a dad, you need a husband, you need a wife. You need balance. Okay? You can be conservative on some issues and liberal on others. Like, I'm conservative when it comes to, I don't like taxes being outrageously high, but liberal in the sense of, hey, I don't agree with what you're saying, but you still have the right to say it. You know why? Because I have the right to counter it. Because if there is no counter to anything, then you don't know what's true. Okay? That is how, historically, Christianity has spread. The places with the most persecution are the ones where people are actually looking for the truth. Like, hey, why is this being put down? That's what conquered Rome. It wasn't sword, it was spirit. Because the Romans saw them as going, why are these people willingly going to death for a belief? The Romans were so used, and most of human history is so used to the idea of when you conquer someone, their gods are now imposed on you. You just switch gods. But these Christians were not happy with that. These Christians were not going along with this, and these Christians were being persecuted and killed because of it. You don't go to death for a lie. That's why debate, that's why open debate, truth is important. And that's one thing that Spoon just doesn't fucking understand. Guide was, going off and like, oh, well, I don't understand my enemies. Yes, I understand them. They're prideful. They're narcissistic. That's the essence of it all. That's why this whole channel is calling out demons. Because you name them. They're fucking narcissists. Pride was the original sin. Yes, I do. Blah, blah, blah. Where is his fucking... Let me go back. Here it is. Oh. So this dipshit says, my God, politics really isn't for you, boy. Not an argument. Not anything. Because that's all he does. Spoon never actually wants to debate because he thinks he's superior and better and he just likes to jerk off in his echo chamber. The dude's a piece of shit and he hides behind that fucking accent that people think, oh, that's kind of British. It must be intelligent. It's not British. He's, South African? I don't care. It's irrelevant. He's a fucking asshole who thinks he's miles and way better than everyone because he hates whatever. And I've said this many times. He's a fucking Marxist. He just won't admit it. He wants the people that he hates to be persecuted. He wants the people that hate the things that he hates to be in charge. Now, I understand. As a Christian, I'm supposed to hate what God hates. So you think that makes sense. But again, you can do certain things and create a system that doesn't necessarily mean you put people in cages for disagreeing. Again, the best weapon to give your enemy is not a spear through the face. Give them a microphone and they will hang themselves. Because truth ultimately will find a way. That's why Christianity is still going strong to this day, despite thousands of years of persecution under various rulers, some of which their own. And no, you can't force truth on people. It's just not possible. You cannot force Christianity on someone, nor did Jesus ever say to do so. And that's the problem with Spoon. He thinks that you should be able to force anyone to do something. It's like you're not going to. I think I said this in the last video as well. He can have all the power of the state he wants. He can have a sword or a gun or whatever. An army at my door. That's not going to change anything. He can say right now, denounce Christ because you're nothing but a as he calls it, Christ cuck. What's he going to do? Kill me? Go ahead. I don't care. If and Charlie said this, I think, if the price of truth is not your life, then you have a price. Spoon has a price. He ultimately does. He is fighting for the very system he thinks he hates. And you have people in the fucking comment section going, Christianity destroyed the West. How can you fight for the West and yet ultimately don't know who founded it? Jesus founded the West. Christianity founded the West. It wasn't a group of Germanic pagans. It wasn't a group of any sort of paganistic culture. Sure, we went to war, and there's various things to do that. I'm not saying war is evil, but Christianity conquered them. They destroyed their pagan gods. Hitler wished to revive them. He was a pagan, or at best, an admirer. But all I ever said back was, yeah, calling the guy that openly calls himself a socialist, a Marxist, is dumb. Then when fascism, Nazism, and commies are all so-called correct versions, they all claimed like a schism of the Euro religions, which is true. It's what they did. And so I replied to something he said, calling Japanese people based for dressing like Hitler. Dude, Hitler was a Marxist. He was influenced by Marxist ideology. I do not fucking care what you and your little Hitler humpers have to fucking say. Marxism, communism, socialism, national and democratic, fascism are all authoritarian totalitarianism, and it's only okay because you want to be the one on the right side. You want your people to be the fascists or the Nazis or the whatever. But if it's someone else, which is funny because, again, this is a guy who's a proponent of might makes right. Okay, well, what happens when your side is no longer in power? What if your side no longer has the might to stand up to the new force? Well, then they're the new right. Oh, no. Then we have to fight them. Well, but they have the power. They have the army now. They have everything that you had, so they're now right. These people are fucking hypocrites. They don't understand what the fuck they actually believe. They just want their side to be powerful. They just want their side to be the totalitarian. Water. That's all it is. They want their side to be the one with force. So he said, do I have to block you fucking ass, you retarded ass? I will always be better and smarter than you. No, you're not. Because you're a pathetic, I'm guessing, atheist, I don't know, pagan socialist. It's what you are. You're a Marxist under a different name. I don't care. It's what it is. You're a totalitarian under a new name. Call it whatever you want. It's the same thing. And the West was not founded on that. Let's see. Okay. So I just said, go ahead. That won't prove me wrong, baguette. You are not better, but keep stroking your Marxist narcissist ego, you dumb fuck. But I love how every time you chime in, it's always acting like a woman. No facts, just emotion. What a bitch. And that's all he does. It's all he fucking does. He acts like an emotional, bitter, distraught ex-girlfriend. It's all he does. I didn't fucking quote him in Guide's comment. If I wanted to do that, I would find in my For You page bullshit he says and retweet it. Or quote tweet it. Which I do. If he can block me, go ahead. You are not going to fucking affect me because you block me. It just means you're a pussy. Because you are. And that's why he won't do it. Because he knows that's what I want. I mean, it's not really what I want. But it's what I expect. Because he's a bitch. Let's see. Yeah, now I just find a hypocritical retard who I once smacked upside his head. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You absolutely didn't. And I showed it in my last video. You did nothing. You acted like a petulant child because someone disagreed with you. Because you're a bitch. You're a narcissist. A clinical fucking narcissist. Again, I keep saying I don't care. But I don't. This guy is a fucking textbook narcissistic egomaniac. But I guess it takes one to kind of be online. Let's see. Okay, here we go. As I said in my video, you did nothing but chime in with an insult acting like a bitter ex-girlfriend. You're the one messaging me, you twonk. Yeah. You know why I'm messaging you, dude? Because as you said, and you said in your live stream, which is in here somewhere, when you find something someone is annoyed by, you poke and troll and just keep at it. But it's okay for you. That's why I'm doing that. Because it bugs you. You don't like it because I destroy your little echo chamber of circle jerk Nazi fucking cosplay Hitler humping fucktards. I don't like Nazis. I don't like commies. I don't like AIPAC. I'm not a fucking suicidal defender of Israel. I'm not anything you would think I am. But I, unlike you, am better than you. Because I'm honest. You're such a hypocrite. You're the hypocrite here. Let's see. Drunken hillbilly. This is what I responded to. You want a government to use the iron fist and trample over people, then bitch about commies, dipshit, Nazis, commies, and the like are not different. They are just different secular religions fighting over the other. Plus, caring about Christ makes me a weird Christ cuck. Because if I care more about Christ than my bloodline, I'm somehow pathetic. This comes before everything. This comes before me as American. This comes before me as a man, and this comes before me. Full stop. Because without that, the rest doesn't matter. Because again, the West was founded on that. Jesus is the founder of Western civilization. And, America as a whole. He's the real founder. Okay, where is this guy? No, actually I don't. You're the one messaging me. Oh, right. Because I paraphrased something he said about, how he likes to poke people when he, is troll. It's a joke when he does it. Paraphrase, aka I pulled it out of my ass. No. I don't have the fucking timestamp. I don't care. I'm not watching his shit. But I did, tune in. I think it was shilled, so I decided to lurk. I don't have a Rumble account, so I can't, really do anything. But yeah. And all I did was say, no, that is called a memory. I remember you saying that. And he doesn't refute any of this. He never refutes anything. He just comes back with some retort calling me retarded. That's all he does. Because he's pathetic. You pay more attention to what I say than I do. It's not my fault you hang on every word. No, I don't. You need professional help or perhaps a drug problem. Straight edge, no. And professional help, no. Let's see. Where did I say that? Oh, fuck. Oh yeah, he says extra on the therapy, sunshine. Oh, he's so cute. So, what a dumbass. Push whatever buttons you want, fucker. The only therapy I need is the Bible. Because I'm a Christ cuck. The Jewish man who was killed by the religious and political leaders founded Western civilization. And he says, cope harder. That's not coping, you dumbass. That's reality. He was killed by the religious and government leaders of his day who hated each other. And without the resurrection, you don't have Western civilization as we know it. That is a fact. No one's coping. I don't care. Pathetic crybaby bitch that acts like an emotional woman when the reality of my precious Nazis being Marxist, you only care because they hate the same people you. And that's ultimately true. He doesn't care about anything but, the fact that his side is in the one power. I'm all good, but as you call it, a Christ cuck, as all forms of Marxist are secular, atheistic, and frankly satanic inverses of the Bible, I win in the end. I can't say the same about you, but I can't judge someone's heart. Ironic, it's black. Nice little dig there, I think. Look, I'm not here to say what he is. I think I know what he is. He has no care for Christianity because, newsflash, neither did Hitler. He's a fucking pagan. Okay. Extra down on the therapy. Wonderful. Okay, that was someone else. And, this is just cope harder. don't. This is him just saying, to his fucking little followers, don't bother talking. Yeah, because he doesn't do debates. Now, whatever, say whatever you want. It's fucking social media. I'm not asking for one. I wouldn't want to be in a fucking call with that fucker anyway. But all he does is throw out fucking useless little insults saying, well, I'm better than you. No, you're not. You're a child. You're a fucking pathetic, insignificant little waste of time. You go by a fucking utensil handle online. Maybe I don't know the lore. I don't care. But that's kind of fucking dumb. So, that's ultimately nothing. Congrats, you're an idiot who lacks emotional control. So, he decided to be an asshole once again, and I just was like, here, you didn't do anything. You didn't say, oh, here's the actual statistics on this. No. You just said, you're too stupid. You're not as smart as me. You don't belong in politics. That's all you do, dude. It's your shtick is pathetic. You're no different than any of the other fucking Hassan fucking political douchebags out there. It's sad. It really is sad. And my final, actually, one more time. Where is it? My profile. This was my kind of one last thing. Gotta love when a self-righteous prick thinks chiming in and offering nothing to the conversation makes him the winner. Now I get it, it's Twitter, he has the right to, but I am just the one that finds hypocrisy oh so hilarious, and calling out demons to makes them really mad. Enjoy dying alone. Yeah, that's all he did. Chimed in, thought that me saying that I don't belong in politics is somehow a debate or a gotcha. And, yeah. How fucking pathetic. And the irony is that he wants to have all his little free speech. He wants to have the free speech to say what he wants online. By all means, do so. By all means, you have the right to call me a retard. You have the right to call me wrong. But here's the thing. You are not free from return fire. That's freedom of speech. But that's not something that he actually wants. He wants his side to say, oh, this is it, this is truth, and if you don't like it, you don't get to have a say. But if it's done to him, if he was censored, if he was canceled, oh, well, then you have a problem. It's hypocrisy. And that is the one thing that has bugged me my entire life. I can't stand hypocrites. I have a very low tolerance for hypocrisy. And Spoon is, in fact, a textbook narcissistic, egomaniac hypocrite. Anyway, let me know what you think. I don't really plan on doing any more of these with him. I didn't even want to do the first one. But he keeps wanting to run his mouth and chime in and bullshit and pretend he's this self-righteous gift. He thinks he's God's gift to political discourse. You're not. You're no better than me, dude. You're an idiot with OBS and a YouTube account. Who cares? So, let me know what you think. Am I wrong? Is he wrong? Whatever. And by all means, don't go after him. I know I don't have a large enough audience to really worry about that, but I am in no means saying, hey, go yammer onto him. But what you should do is subscribe. Whatever. Cheers. God bless. And may demons fear when you wake in the morning.